Hey YouTube, how's it going? Haydex Gaming here, and today I'm going to go over the new updates in version 0.21.23 for NSS. So let's jump right in. So version 21.23, modding, Steam Workshop, interface style, and more. Hey everyone, back again with another update. This one's a bit different from the previous ones. Instead of working on a bunch of different stuff over several updates, I decided to focus on getting the most requested feature by far done. Probably figured that out. I'm talking about Steam Workshop support. This is huge for this game. Over on the Discord, there's so many people asking for modding, so this is a huge step forward for this game. Because this is also what took Terraria off the floor as well. Once people started modding it, the game expanded massively. So to kick off the workshop, I've decided to create a small mod. If you subscribe to it, it will show up the next time you launch the game. So I had a quick look at this mod here. It essentially, let me just open it up, I'll show you now. Essentially just boss fight summary. You'll see here that it shows you at the end of a boss fight who did what damage and how long the fight took. So that's a lot of fun. All you have to do is just click on that link and then click subscribe, and that'll subscribe you to that mod. So if you're interested in modding, that's awesome. Documentation can be found on the wiki, and Fair is still going to be expanding it over time, especially within the next few days. Also available on the official Discord server, you can ask for specific mods. I'm sure there's people in there that'll help make them if it's going to take off, I guess. The interface has been a talking point for a long time, and this update is hopefully a step in the right direction. In the spirit of modding, the style of the interface is now completely moddable. With it, I've created a couple different styles. You can try them out under the interface settings. In a future update, one of them may be the default. So this looks so nice. So at the moment, it kind of looks like there's a transparency setting, which looks really cool. I really like this. It looks clean. It looks new. It's not just the bright white that you see all the time. So it's nice to change. You're probably wondering why I froze. Well, here I am from the future. I jumped into the game to take a quick look at these new layouts. What you're seeing on screen now is the primal layout at the top, the ghost layout in the middle, and the legacy layout or the default layout on the bottom. Let me know in the comments below if you'll be changing layouts and to which one. One of these will be becoming the default layout in the game potentially. But otherwise, hit that subscribe button and let's get back into the update notes. Some of the other features in this update include updated boat textures. You can see that down here. You can now lock items in your equipment, making it easier to swap without removing the lock. So these items here you can lock, and then when you swap them out, they'll just go to where you've locked them from. Banner stands can now be placed in arenas. This is huge. So all the arenas like the Fallen Wizard, the Void Wizard, I think it's just those two off the top of my head. Those ones you couldn't place banners down, so you couldn't get the buffs you wanted for them. But now you can. So that's huge because that Void Wizard and Fallen Wizard, they're pretty tough fights if you're not prepared for them. Hotkeys for loot all, sort, quick stack, and eat food. That's really nice. Now you can just set a programmable hotkey. Say you wanted to press, I don't know, 7 on your number pad for loot all. You can press that, or 8 on your number pad for sort or quick stat. You can do that. And eat food. I believe there wasn't already one for eat food, so that's actually really nice as well. We only had one for auto buff. Preset enchanting scrolls found in chests throughout the game. That's kind of cool. New enchanting scrolls throughout the game, so you can enchant your items and things like that. That's actually really nice. A bunch of small changes and fixes. You can read the full changelog below. Fair's got a bit more to say here. There's still a lot of space for improvement in modding and workshop, but he wants to add to the automatic subscribing for the server mods and a couple other things. And for the first time in 3 years, Fair's taking a break from development. He'll still be active in the Discord, answering questions, taking ideas, hot fixes, but probably just not as big for the major updates. And this is the first time since the early access launch, and there won't be an update next month, but he will be back in August with the creator batteries fully charged. So in this time, he's probably going to be gathering as much feedback as he can, so that way in the next update, he's going to have a lot more to push out, or like at at least engage with us to let us know what his plans are. But that's really cool. I hope you enjoy your time off there. So the additions added support for the Steam Workshop, primal interface style, ghost interface style, attack speed tooltips to equipment. So it's really cool. Slash particles to boats when sailing. So that's here. You can see the little trailing boat particle. Splash particles, not slash. My bad. Loot all, sort and quick stack hotkeys. I went over them. Food hotkeys. Chanting scrolls, went over them. Added owner server launch option. I haven't delved much into my own server or anything, so I can't talk on that one as much. But added more translations, which is huge because now there's so many different languages that are supported with this game. So thank you to all these people here that help contribute and make that work. Changes in miscellaneous. Reworked almost all interfaces with a bit more margin. So everything just looks kind of more crisp and centered and things like that. It's now possible to lock items in armor, trinket, and void patch slots. That's huge, because before you couldn't do that, and then you'd be accidentally equipping something or getting rid of something, but this is nice. Increase the range at which the pirate captain will lose targets. That's also a really nice one. I can't imagine the amount of time, or like, remember the amount of times where I was killing the pirate captain, and I've ran off to go hide, and he's flown the other way, and the game has just cancelled the fight. So that's huge. So now that range is increased, so he's not going to cancel the fight. Because once they lose target, the fight stops. Reduced chance of boss spawn drops slightly. That's really good too. I was going through like ice caves and like things like that, and I was coming out with like 6 or 7 in like one run boss items. Like they were more common than certain drops I was going for. Tool enchants now give mining speed instead of attack speed. That's way better. Because before you'd upgrade a pickaxe and you get attack speed instead of mining speed. I think it did the same thing, but it now says mining speed instead of attack speed. Updated wood and steel boat textures. Does it show it here? Oh yeah, that's cool. The boat's got a new texture. Launch option given to the start server commands are now passed to the game. Perfect. So it's another multiplayer one if you're having your server or hosting a server. Those launch options, when you start the server, are now pushed through to the game, which means that they're activated in the game rather than server side. Banner stands can now be placed in arenas. I went over that one. Ladders will now no longer delete chests and other objects when used above them. I never experienced that one, but I'm sure a ton of people will be happy with that. When bosses are nearby, no additional mobs will now spawn. That is huge. I can't imagine the amount of times I died to Sage and Grit because other enemies were just piling on me. Or even the Ice Queen. I was getting smashed. Now, no additional mob spawn. So if you clear out the area, summon the boss, you shouldn't get any extra mobs coming in. Modding added the client and server side only mods, which is really nice. We went over them with just the subscribe button. Added the ability for mods to add custom interface styles. Went over that one. I'm super keen to jump into the game and check them out too. Added upload to workshop button in mod settings for mods loaded from development. Added upload to workshop button. Oh yeah, that's in the workshop. You can then hit subscribe and it does that. Cool. Added proper handling of mod crashes and the ability to disable mods causing issues. That's a huge step forward, especially going forward too. So many games where if a mod doesn't work, it just cancels out everything. At least this way you can disable a mod that's causing an issue and troubleshoot it that way. Moved all core class files inside an assess package. This means modders have to update their imports. So anyone that had a previous mod will now need to like recode it and make sure that it's pulling from the right packages. Changed how mods under development are loaded into the game. Use the new example mod build.gradle file. Okay, it's for modders. I'm not much of a modder myself, but I'm sure a whole bunch of modders will be happy with that one. Job range is now much easier to mod with static variables in job type registry class. So this variable here will be a massive one that modders will use to change the variables. And nearby crafting range is now a static variable for crafting station container class. So that variable and that variable there. So now if people creating their own like settlers, they can add those into those settlers, or even if they're customizing existing ones, they can use them. Fixes. Sage and Grit drops sometimes going out of rotation. Sage and Grit drops sometimes going out of rotation. Didn't know there was a rotation for the drops. But that's cool. Fix clearing a control key, not allowing you to save after. Not being able to save is a huge issue, so being able to save now, that's a massive fix. Fix the Shadow Hood set buff working on moving mounts. Okay, so the buff worked on moving mounts and now doesn't. I guess that wasn't intended. Fix possible crash when displaying hotkeys, controls not bound. So because they weren't bound, I think the game was pulling from something that was just causing an error and causing the game to crash. So that's super nice. And then fix some crash related to health bar and hunger bar rendering. And then a few other small miscellaneous changes. So that's huge. Just going over the main things, modding, Steam Workshop, and the interface styles. That's so good. So if you go into the game, hit settings, you can probably change your interface styles in there. Try them out. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite interface style? Is it the Primal or the Ghost interface? Or is it just the classic interface? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. But let me know what you'd like to see next. Otherwise, have a good one.